Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Casey and I really appreciate you all popping on to have a listen to the webinar, and hopefully you can get some value out of it. So I have noticed just on the list of attendees that was sent through that we have worked with many of you before. So it's wonderful to have you hop on and hopefully, provide you with some more help or advice in your marketing. Okay, so I will also have some exercises throughout the slides that I'll email to everyone to do in your own time if you like. So if there are sort of some question prompts that come up on the slides, don't feel you have to quickly write them down. I will send them all to you as well so that you can hopefully, by the end of the exercises and the end of this webinar, come up with your own unique value proposition or why statement for your business or service. Okay. Okay, so I'll just run through the agenda for today. So you can, one moment. Okay, so today's agenda is discover your business's why. So these are what problems you can solve, solutions that you may have, your value as a business and your point of difference. Okay. We're also going to go through to learn how to communicate your value to clients so they'll actually listen. So clear, consistent messaging that's on brand, on point, and sort of resonates with your whole team, and you become renowned for that. And understand the difference between features and benefits when marketing your product or service. I had to throw this bit in I know it doesn't necessarily sit with the why, but I really think it's important to help you when you're thinking about coming up with a why for your business and communicating that clearly with people, that you really do focus on the benefits rather than the features. So sometimes it's just easier if I can go through and run through some examples of those differences so that you can learn to focus on the benefits when you're putting that forward, because that's really what was going to sell your product or service. Okay, so a little bit about me. I'm a communications and marketing consultant for Focus Marketing. I'm sure I've worked on some of your work before, hopefully with the team. Obviously our team, Kerry and Christy, running the show there. So for me, I've got a background obviously in communications, copywriting, PR, awards, submissions, marketing, website copy and design. 10 years experience in writing and editing. I'm a qualified journalist, so I have a Bachelor of Journalism, Communication and Journalism, and as a previous journalist and editor for both print and online publications. So I'm sort of pretty much, I always say I can write a little bit of anything for anyone. So that's my area of expertise. And then through that, I've come more into the marketing space as well. And I particularly love working with businesses and brands. So with Focus Marketing, obviously we're based in South Brisbane. We're a boutique marketing agency, and we do training, strategy, design, content, digital and tenders. Our why, you can see there, is to make it happen. And within the team, I predominantly sort of focus on digital content are my key areas. I more recently have been doing a lot of website copy, which is obviously improving the content online for businesses to sort of break through the noise online and make sure that they have a tone of voice available on their websites. And then from that, I also have been designing and building websites more recently as well. Of course, with the COVID-19, we've had a lot of our clients come to us in desperate need to improve, fix or rebuild their website. So I've taken on a lot of that at the moment, but generally I enjoy more the writing and copywriting side of things. Okay, so today we're going to discover your why, because really it's all about you and really it's all about your clients and customers. Okay, so you probably know what your what is. So, this is, what does your business do essentially? In a summary, you'll have an idea of what your business does and, underlying that, a few areas of things that you do, whether you're selling products, services, whether you're a government department, supporting the community or a charity, you'll generally know what your what is. And you might have an understanding of how you do what you do differently or different to your competitors. But I really think that great brands communicate their why clearly. Okay, so do you know your why? So why is sort of, why do you do what you do the way that you do it? Okay, so it's vital that everyone in the business understands this, and a lot of the time even the key players don't understand it. So how do you expect your clients or customers to understand your why? Okay, so I found some really great examples online to explain the why, which is all part of your value proposition statement, which you may have heard before. So top characteristics of a great value proposition would be concise and easy to understand. Define what you do, make it easy for someone to find you in an online search. Explain how your product resolves a pain point for a potential customer. So that's that solution. Again, you're providing a solution to a problem that the customer has. And also once you come up with your why, make sure it's displayed predominantly on your website or on your customer touch points. Okay, there's no point in coming up with a why and then not communicating that, which I'll talk about later on during the course. Okay, so I'm using Apple obviously because they're a well-known brand, and I think they have just done it so well with their why. So Apple's why, in short, is to think different. Okay, so they want to be innovators of the market. Okay, so yes, they're software and technology company, but their why is to think different. Okay, so everything that they do is a little bit different than what was previously done and what other competitors are trying to achieve. Okay, so they clearly communicate in every product design and every marketing message they make. As you can see, they've been consistently with their brand, but they're constantly updating their technology, making it more simple, more smart, and pushing it out there. Another wonderful reason I've used this as an example, as their clients and customers understand their why. So they believe in the brand's why, these customers. They can become passionate brand advocates. Some loyal to Apple for life. I know I am. I'm not the best at using Apple, but I love it. I love all the products and everything from what I use at work, what I'm using now on this monitor, to my phone is an Apple product. Okay, Apple attracts employees who also believe in their why too, and even during their recruitment process, they do their recruitment process very differently, and test their potential candidates in a way that make the candidates think different as well, to go about the process to make sure that they're the key fit into the business there. So the why and decision making. So clients and customers like to work with or buy from companies and brands they feel aligned with. Okay, I think that's obviously, it can sound quite obvious in respects. And I just wanted to use an example here. Again, it's just a nice, easy, simple one. It may not apply to your business, but just to get your head around it a little bit is sort of, for example, Nissan is putting it out there, here's our new car, it's got great fuel economy, leather seats, etc., blah, blah, blah. Right, that's wonderful. It's a little uninspiring though, when you're sort of putting it front and center on your website or when you're pushing it out through your marketing campaigns. Okay, so instead, if they communicated their why first, it can connect a bit more on an emotional level with the client or customer and hopefully bring them on board. And then, of course, you would go through listing the other benefits and features of having this make or brand of car. Okay, so I've sort of gone, as much as you might go, here's our new car, it's got great fuel economy, leather seats, etc. If you instead sort of led with, we believe in freedom. Okay, so we, being the brand and the company, believe in freedom. So that's the freedom to get out when you want to get out, the freedom to move, the independence of owning a car, things like that. And most people can resonate and also believe in freedom. Okay, so again, it sounds a little bit catchy and short. Yours might not be as short as that. And again, you might want to expand on that why statement as well. With, for instance, if this was on a website, we would have, we believe in freedom. And then underneath that, we would have a paragraph about explaining that or expanding on that in regards to the why there. Okay, so this is an example of one of the exercises that I'd like you to do. I will send them through, of course, after the webinar, so you don't have to frantically try and come up with this, and you can spend a little bit of time on trying to identify your why, which could be your why as a brand, you know, as a business, as your services. Maybe sometimes it's even good to identify your why before you put something new out to the market, to identify the why of that particular service or product. Okay, so the what, the why, and the why. So what does your business do? How do you do things better or differently? And why does your business do what it does? Okay. So the answers, of course, need to focus on what matters to your current and desired customers. Okay, so this might matter to you, but when you're doing this, try and think of it more from a client or customer's perspective, who are sort of sitting there like, why should I care? Okay, so it's in it for what's in it for them. Okay, so communicating a why. So your marketing should seek to sort of get a response, get people to act, you know, buy a service, buy a product, change an opinion or a habit they may have, and tell people what's in it for them. So it's really important when doing that. So even when you're sort of writing down the what does your business do, how and why in your own time, remember to always ask, so what? That's sort of one of the key things that we do. You know, you might write something that sounds wonderful and whatnot, but just sort of, so from a client perspective or a customer perspective or whoever's reading it, sort of think, well, so what? What's in it for me? Why should I care about this? This is important to you, but is it important to me? Okay, so communicating your value. So in terms of why, so your why should answer a few things. It should sort of essentially describe a solution to a problem that someone might have, or how you can help that, and it should also create value. Okay, so that's what they're looking for. It's the value there. Okay, so a value proposition statement is a few words communicating a particular benefit your clients will enjoy when they choose your service. Okay, a unique value proposition is not an elevator pitch. Okay, so an elevator pitch will communicate everything your company does in a sentence or two. It's like a summary, as if you're in an elevator, obviously kind of trying to do it quickly. However, value proposition statement is usually only a few words, maybe expanded on from there, and it's focusing on the benefit your clients will enjoy when they choose you or your service. So I've got some examples here, again, some big names. So Airbnb, belong anywhere. Okay, it's just short and snappy, maybe too short and snappy, but in regards to, they're saying that, you know, you not just go anywhere or, you know, hire a property anywhere, it's belong anywhere, because their unique value there is, of course, that this is other people's houses that are being sort of let out to you. So you become more part of the community rather than, say, just going to a hotel. Okay, Spotify is music for everyone. Okay, so obviously the way they've done it, have listed all these different playlists on board, and it really does have, you know, all types of music on there, hence music for everyone. So Evernote is an online or app for note taking. Remember everything. Okay, lovely. Less accounting, so this is a good service-based one. And again, you know, what some of these sort of service-based companies, it's really hard to find your value or your point of difference, because, you know, there's hundreds of other, you know, accounting firms and things like that doing the same thing that you're doing. So you really have to nut out and think about why you're different. And it could be just that you're boutique, so therefore, you know, you're small and they get more, the client will get more focus and attention on their work or on their tax and things like that. Or maybe they have their own relationship manager there, so someone they can speak to directly throughout the year to assist them. So try and think what it is that is unique to your business. So less accounting, have bookkeeping without the hassle. So I love this one because they clearly state what they do, bookkeeping, or one of the things they do, bookkeeping, but without the hassle. Okay, so they're putting in that pain point there, they're resolving that within their why. So another exercise here that you're welcome to do in your own time is defining your unique value proposition. So coming up with your own one. Here's just some questions to sort of ask, and obviously you can reword the questions slightly depending on what your business is or service. Okay, and it's sort of, I want to buy this product or service because it will help me. I've got here an example, save time. Okay, so just something simple, save time. The best part of this offer is it's free. Okay, so this is a good one to do if you're putting out a new marketing campaign. One of the good questions is to pop in there. So maybe it's free or it's quick to do or something along those lines. And, you know, I want to buy from this brand instead of another brand because it's local, because it's, you know, eco-friendly. Okay, so these are just some questions to ask to really start to think about your own unique value proposition for your company. Okay, just going to grab some water quickly before I move on. Okay, so here I'm going through some features and benefits. So again, the reason I wanted to come up with the features and benefits, because sometimes our why statement will have benefits in it. So hopefully this can help you with all your marketing campaigns and general copy as well as coming up with that why statement. Okay, so here's just some really good examples of, say, a product feature. So say you're trying to sell a product, you know, you've got there the feature is, you know, toothpaste, okay? And you're like, yay, it's fluoride free and it's blah, 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 you know, and all these wonderful things and, you know, list of ingredients that it has. They're all features of the toothpaste. Okay, the benefits is it's going to make me look good. Okay, that's essentially what it's doing. The benefit of using this toothpaste is it will make me look good. Look at my wonderful smile because of that. So again, you know, you would lead with your campaigns with the benefit of having looking good and the smile, and then obviously, you know, the ingredients and features come after. So a good one for a charity. Charities actually have, I think, quite a hard time sometimes marketing themselves. It has to, of course, I always find it has to be emotive, has to have the emotion part of things. This is one I've actually done for Mates for Mates. Mates for Mates is an Australian charity that deals with veterans, and basically it's everything from rehabilitation to community services for them. Okay, they originally had on their old website, you know, donate $50 to Mates for Mates, help fund a yoga session for mates and one of our family recovery sessions. Okay, and you're sort of like, oh, look, that's wonderful sort of thing, but, you know, am I really wanting to hand over that $50? I sort of changed it around to help my recovery. 1 in 5 veterans are medically discharged. Give the gift of recovery by helping veterans attend trauma recovery yoga, gifting them the power to move forward. Okay, so first up, we've got some truth there. We've got some facts and some credibility, which is always, I think, important. If you're going to put it out there, a feature or benefit of your business or in your why statement, and you need to be able to back up your claims. Okay, so we're saying it's important, okay, because 1 in 5 veterans are medically discharged. We've got to start there. Give the gift of recovery by helping veterans attend trauma recovery yoga. Okay, so we're not just straight away saying donation, we're saying it's a gift. Okay, you can give this gift of recovery, and it's trauma recovery yoga. Okay, it's not just any yoga, it is a real thing, trauma recovery yoga, and that's what they're offering. They can't just go to a regular gym and get this service. Okay, so, you know, let's be more specific there as to why they need to go to Mates for Mates for this service. And you're gifting them the power to move forward. Okay, so it's making you feel good and you feel like, you know, you're giving them something that they need. Okay, an example here of a service feature would be bookkeeping services, you know, 1 hour with a qualified accountant. So that's what you're getting. Okay, that's a feature, 1 hour with a qualified accountant for bookkeeping. Okay, so the other way you could look at it, hang on, my little things covering it, would be bookkeeping services. We can help you manage your finances so you can focus on running your business. Okay, so that's a benefit. Okay, that's a pain point. You're taking the pain point away from me by managing my finances. Okay, you're also then giving me the option to just focus on what I want to do, which is running my business. Okay, so, you know, again, that's the benefit of that 1 hour with a qualified accountant. Okay, so that's the difference between a feature and a benefit. So hopefully that makes it a little bit more clear there. Okay, so I always say sell benefits, not features. Okay, features are what your product has or your service is. Benefits are the outcomes or results that customers or clients will experience by using your product or service. Okay, so it's all about the outcome that they'll experience, the result that they will have. So before I move on to the next slide, I just wanted to go through some other sort of why examples that have gone through. So I sort of went through the list of attendees, and I've chosen a couple that I think would probably struggle a little bit with their why. And I just wanted to sort of go through the thought process I had there when just working out their why. So let's go back to, okay, so I've got here Brisbane Bus Lines. Okay, so hello, hopefully you're still listening. So I've gone online and I had a look there, and one of the best ways to find your why if you are struggling is, you know, have a look at any surveys you've done, you know, have a look online, any stats and figures you might have in regards to what you're doing. That's particularly important with charities, when some of those stats as to why you may be helping are quite shocking and things like that. But I've sort of gone through your testimonials, okay, which is another great way to discover your why, because your clients or customers are telling you why they used you, why they enjoyed your product or service. Okay, so looking at all the testimonials, they all had something in common, which was safety. Okay, so Brisbane Bus Lines does charters. It also does, you know, school drop-offs and pickups. Okay, so safety, of course, is important, especially when we're dealing with children. So you could come along the lines and just play around with that word, and you could have, you know, safety is our priority. That could be a why. Another way is, of course, I notice, you know, you do quite long travel with the bus lines. So you could have enjoy the journey, not just the destination, or try and blend the two in. Enjoy the journey safely. Okay, day or night, we're traveling for you. Okay, so again, just sort of really thinking about that why, and I would be going through your testimonials to discover that why. Okay, another great one I had was Fraser Coast Anglican College. Okay, it's actually quite well known. My husband even knew about it when he saw it pop up on my screen before when I was doing my research. So it's a private school located in Hervey Bay. Okay, and of course, so when, you know, we're working with schools, again, you've got a lot of competition, of course. So it's important to explain with your why, to explain the benefits, you know, for both the parents and students for attending the school. So you really have to answer the question, why should I enroll my child at your school compared to the one down the road, for example? Okay, so I had a look on their website and it was quite clear. One, obviously they're a private school, which sort of speaks for itself. I can see their current sort of, I guess, why statement is enriching mind, body and spirit. So I can sort of see where they're trying to go there with their value proposition. And I also had a look, and they're set in the most beautiful natural surroundings. There's big bushlands. They've got pictures of, you know, the local native animals and things that are sort of interacting with the children. And I thought, what a wonderful point of difference for a private school. So I've come up with a why here, feel free to use it, a private school experience in an organic environment. Okay, so the value speaks for itself, a private school experience. I think we can all sort of relate to the value there that already comes from that. But having it in an organic environment is the point of difference. That's unusual. A lot of the private schools that I know, or ones that come to mind, are sort of CBD located. You know, some of them don't, that are on artificial turf. They don't even have natural grass fields to run around on. So, you know, I think that's a really wonderful point of difference, and it's really important at the moment as a key thing that people do want their kids going to, you know, being surrounded by natural environment, the fresh air and things like that. So again, it's unique and it's a point of difference while still showing the value there, which is private school experience. Okay, so hopefully that gives you some thoughts there to go on with that. Wonderful. So I'll just click through back down. Wonderful. Okay, so have a think about sort of back to benefits and solutions, what your business benefits are. Okay, so these are solutions. What problems can your business solve? Okay, credibility. I talk about this a lot being a journalist, of course, because everything I write I have to back up with claims, and that's really important, or, you know, stats or references. Okay, so why are you credible? okay, to do. So why are you qualified to do that, essentially? So, okay, you've got this solution. What makes you credible there? And what are the stumbling blocks that may have stopped someone from engaging this type of service before? Okay, so is it lack of education? Is it lack of time? Is it the cost? Okay, so it's that it's that engagement piece there. Okay, so what's your business benefits? Find the solutions. Why are you credible to do it? And what has been the stopping point there, the lack of engagement previously, and how can you resolve that? Okay. Okay, wonderful. So in terms of communicating your why, and hopefully you've got some takeaways there, and I will send you through my notes so that you can go through in your own time and come up with your own why. And then when you're ready to sort of clearly communicate it, you know, try and do it in all your marketing efforts, you know, pop it on your website, really think about it and put it out there so that your customers also understand your why. You know, by doing that, you will attract the customers you want, you know, you'll attract the employees that were best to service your customers, and then it can also help you stay on brand, okay? Because all of a sudden you've sort of obtained this filter to make all your business and brand related choices have this overlying message, okay, that you're trying to put out there as to why they want to be with you, okay? And then you can sort of also feel more fulfilling while doing so because you now know why you're doing it as well. So I think that's important. So, you know, you'll attract customers that will be brand advocates, you know, hopefully for life, like Apple, and attract employees who also believe in your why and will help you stay on brand. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so thank you so much for your time. If you're still struggling with your why or have any questions, or talk too fast or anything like that, please do reach out. You know, more than welcome to send me an email. If you're stuck on anything, I will send you all my notes and slides as well there so that you can go through in your own time when you're ready. But, you know, please do not hesitate to get in touch if you're still a little bit confused. All right, thank you and have a lovely day.